My wife quit sugar for 1 year, and this is what happened to her body. On Monday, January 1st, 2024, Hannah made the decision to remove processed sugar from her diet for an entire year. As a self-confessed sugar addict, she came to the realization that sugar was damaging her body and her mental health. She'd gained a significant amount of weight and could never resist her strong cravings for sugary snacks, biscuits and cookies. However, after quitting sugar for an entire year, she's transformed both her body and her outlook on life. In today's video, I'll be sharing the results and the effects of eating no sugar for 1 year had on Hannah's health. The most significant change was her weight loss. Hannah lost a total of 27 pounds in 2024, which was nearly 20% of her total body weight, by simply removing processed sugar from her diet and cutting back on processed carbohydrates like flour. But she did allow herself to have a little fruit on the evenings, mostly cantaloupe and berries. What happened is, by lowering her sugar intake, Hannah's cells became more sensitive to insulin, which allowed her body to begin burning her fat reserves as fuel. One of her favourite changes, however, was how her face changed shape. Hannah suffered from a very common problem called moon face, where the face becomes very round, puffy and filled with fluid in the interstitial space between the tissues of the skin. The sugary foods she was previously eating were depleting her potassium levels, causing sodium retention and fluid to build up under her skin. But since quitting sugar and drinking more water, her jawline is now much sharper, there are no longer any dark circles or bags beneath her eyes, and her skin looks healthier with a more natural glow. After just a short time, her cravings also went away. I asked Hannah if she found it easy to quit sugar. She said at first it was very difficult to manage the cravings and she had to push through with some willpower. She helped to manage her cravings in the beginning by eating Greek yogurt with mashed berries and xylitol as a treat. After the first 2 months passed, her cravings completely disappeared as the pleasure centers in her brain began to reset. She no longer depended on those sugary foods for a dopamine boost. She also noticed that her mood and mental clarity improved significantly once her sugar-induced highs and crashes ended. Previously, Hannah's sugary snacks would cause rapid spikes in blood sugar followed by a sudden drop, which would cause her to feel very tired, irritated and moody in the middle of the day. But by eliminating the sugar, her blood sugars remained stable, allowing her brain to function more efficiently and keeping her energy and emotions on an even keel. She now feels much calmer, more focused, and no longer experiences hangry episodes that she once struggled with. Before this lifestyle change, Hannah suffered from acid reflux, frequently in the evening, which would keep her up at night in bed. Processed foods and sugars were depleting her stomach acid, so undigested food was sitting in her stomach. This was pushing acid back upwards into her esophagus, causing heartburn and discomfort. But by quitting sugar, her stomach acids naturally became stronger, which improved the digestive system and got rid of the acid reflux entirely. She now enjoys more restful sleep without that burning sensation that used to keep her awake. She also noticed that her sleep quality was much better. I noticed that she would always toss and turn in bed for at least an hour trying to drift off, even when she didn't have acid reflux. Now, however, I've noticed that she goes straight to sleep, out like a light. By lowering the sugar, her body has retained more potassium, magnesium and vitamin B1. These have helped to reset her sleep and wake cycles, and her body began producing more melatonin, the primary sleep hormone. She now enjoys longer, uninterrupted sleep and wakes up feeling more refreshed. Another major benefit of cutting out the sugar is an improved menstrual cycle. Hannah previously suffered from severe PMS, cramps and pain before her monthly cycle. Yet in the last 6 months, she complained much less and found it much more comfortable. Sugary foods were causing an overproduction of estrogen in her body. This hormonal imbalance was causing the cramps, bloating, pain and the mood swings. Quitting the sugar helped to take the stress off her liver, so it started to detoxify the excess estrogen and help to balance out her hormones. Number 8, sugar was also causing breakouts of acne, yet by cutting out the sugar, her skin was able to fully rejuvenate itself. Her liver is now able to produce more antioxidants, which protects the oil glands in her skin and prevents them from becoming inflamed or infected and causing pimples. Getting rid of the junk foods helped the liver to balance the androgens and estrogens as well. 9. No midday slump. My wife would always complain that she felt tired around 2 to 3 p.m. in the afternoon, which is a common problem called the midday slump. This happens when the blood sugars crash in the afternoon. However, now she doesn't eat sugar, but focuses more on eating proteins and fats in the day. Her blood sugars have normalized and her energy levels remain stable. Hannah also reported that her teeth are cleaner. After a routine dental checkup, her dentist complimented her on the lack of buildup on her teeth. Previously, Hannah struggled with tartar buildup because sugar in the mouth feeds bad bacteria, which causes plaque or biofilms to form on the teeth that are difficult to clean, even with an electric toothbrush. 11. Smoother bowels. Hannah historically had constipation, however since quitting sugar she noticed smoother bowel movements. She also drinks more water now, which helps to produce bile and clean out the gastrointestinal tract. The lack of sugar undoubtedly has helped her friendly bacteria to flourish in the large intestines, which has also improved the movement of her stools. And we also saved a lot of money. Since Hannah constantly had to feed her addiction, she would frequent the local store for chocolate, donuts, and other assorted junk foods. Now, however, she finds herself much less hungry, and we've saved more money to use towards some of our other goals. The addiction. Sugar is a highly addictive, refined product which goes through a 12-step chemical process to make it. Some studies suggest that it is more addictive than a Class A drug, because of how it stimulates the brain's reward centers and increases dopamine release. So if you've tried to quit sugar in the past and you've failed, please don't be ashamed. It is difficult, but you can do it, as Hannah and many others have proven. Flour-based foods are very similar, as they spike blood sugars and activate the same addictive pathways, so be aware of that. The psychology of restriction. When people try to quit an addiction, they feel as though they are restricting themselves a treat or happiness. This is why Hannah found it very difficult to quit sugar in the past. But in truth, real joy, happiness, and health requires a little bit of discipline. Restriction isn't about punishing yourself or deprivation. It's about creating boundaries that will allow your body to heal, and it makes room for nourishing foods that genuinely support your health. Now that Hannah has overcome her sugar addiction, she feels no desire to eat it whatsoever. It's no longer difficult, it's a healthy habit that's tied to a healthier body. Now, sometimes denial comes into play when we try to justify unhealthy choices. We tell ourselves it's okay to eat this junk food because I added a salad, or I'll start eating better tomorrow or on Monday. But true progress comes from recognizing that some ingredients, no matter what you pair them with, are actively harming your health. Denial can be a powerful barrier to change because it's easier to avoid facing the discomfort of giving something up. So how can you join Hannah in quitting sugar for an entire year? Decision. Choose a start date where you'll begin your no sugar journey and give yourself a bit of time to plan for it. Minimalize. Remove all the addictive, sugary and processed foods in your home in preparation to begin your no sugar journey. Don't tell everyone. Keep your plan private, as sharing it with too many people can invite criticism and sabotage. Instead, you'd want to find one accountability partner, someone very supportive that you trust, to check in with you and encourage you along the way. For Hannah, I was that person. Increase protein. In the morning especially, you want to avoid anything that comes from a grain, cereal, sugar, bread, oil, etc., because this starts the cycle of sugar cravings throughout the day. Instead, you want to eat protein-rich foods like eggs, fish, or chicken instead. Protein stabilizes blood sugars and reduces cravings by normalizing dopamine. Managing cravings. In the first few weeks, the cravings will be at their highest, so you must find ways to manage them, such as hydration. Thirst can be mistaken for sugar cravings, so drink a glass of water before even considering a snack. Distraction. Distract yourself when cravings do strike by taking a short walk, listening to some music, or doing something fun that will lift your dopamine to replace the sugary hit. Sleep. Lack of sleep triggers sugar cravings by increasing ghrelin, the hunger hormone. But getting at least 8 hours of sleep can increase leptin, the satiety hormone, reducing the likelihood of sugar binges. Replacement foods. Hannah struggled at the start and felt the desire to eat something nice to relax her cravings. So, to stop herself from eating the sugar, she'd often make a healthy homemade curry using olive oil as the base with some white rice. The substitution of rice and curry instead of eating sugary desserts gave her some food freedom, so she didn't feel too restricted. So if you're struggling, find your replacement foods. They may not be perfect, but will be healthier than eating processed sugars. This particular challenge isn't about losing weight to begin with. It's about getting rid of those sugar cravings and getting healthy. Greek yogurt and berries. For a healthier snack in the evening, you can pair a few tablespoons of full-fat Greek yogurt, not low-fat, with some mashed berries and a scoop of xylitol for sweetness. As the months go by and your dopamine baseline resets, you'll find that you won't need this very often. Vitamin B1 and magnesium. Many people reach for sugary snacks when they feel stressed or they have high cortisol. However, you can easily relax your nervous system by taking some vitamin B1 and magnesium glycinate. Celebrate the small wins. As you reach weekly, monthly, or 3-monthly milestones, celebrate with a non-food related reward to keep your motivation high. Before you know it, your sugar addiction will be a thing of the past and you can work on your other health goals. I have videos on rapid weight loss, nutrition, supplements, lifestyle changes to fix a wide range of health problems. Boost serotonin. Also, when you're happy and you're feeling joyful, you'll naturally crave sugar less and you'll unlock a more fulfilled and joyful life. So you might want to tap on the video on the screen now for more information. Thank you so much for watching. We wish you great health, wealth, and happiness.